So you have to find the science to preserve human embryos for a long time. That was another breakthrough. My name is Dr. Ibrahim Wada. I'm based in Abuja. I'm a gynecologist and the chief executive of both Nisa Premier Hospital in Jabi and the Garki General Hospital, which is a public-private partnership with the FCT administration. And my area of special interest is fertility and in vitro fertilization, and there's a lot of history behind me in that, both in this country and before I came back home in the United Kingdom.
And did you already have your eye on reproductive medicine?
Thank you for that. Yes, MBBS 1980 ABU, yeah. And also that even as a child, I knew I was going to be a doctor. And I think that's unique because some people are made for certain roles in life. I remember probably as young as 7, 8, 9, I was interested in all medical articles in newspapers. Something told me I was going to be a doctor, and I'm glad that came to pass. But to become a gynecologist was a different story. While I was in medical school, someone who is my friend's mom, but is also my mom in many ways because we grew up in the village, and wherever you go, you eat, you drink. And this mom in particular treated us like her own son. And while I was in medical school, she passed away. What happened? This woman died during childbirth. For me, I had taken a cue from that. I needed to become a gynecologist to prevent such nice human beings from premature death in childbirth. And I'm glad I became a gynecologist. And then they asked, okay, what about why you had to become a fertility specialist? I'd seen enough of my handwork, and the help of God saved lives. But I knew while I was in just training to become a gynecologist before going to the UK, that there was a big group of women and their husbands who could not have children. And at that time, the technology called in vitro fertilization, IVF, was coming to the world. And they said, why come home? Yes, there's no one trained like I was, with opportunity, federal scholarship, with prayers to Almighty that were answered, that will abandon his people. So I had to come home. That was for me to add my little bit to the advancement of medicine in this country.
That is wonderful. You're widely regarded as one of the pioneers of in vitro fertilization in Nigeria. Can you take us back to the early days? What was the biggest hurdle doing IVF here?
Well, first of all, I thank God that I came home and there was a breakthrough in 1998. Baby Hanatu was born, and immediately I went to inform the Minister of Health and the Minister of Science and Tech, saying perhaps no child had been presented to a third party like the government for verification. Here you are, this is how we did it, these are the parents, that's the baby, come and check us. It was during Abacha's time, and I was so happy that the minister came on a visit after due verification. It was in our hands in 1999 that the first conception using what you call intracytoplasmic sperm injection. He was producing semen, but there were no sperm seeds in them. So in his case, the testis was working, so we had to go and draw sperms from his testis, use this instrument called ICSI machine to inject the sperms, because at that small quantity, they can't do it on their own. The breakthrough in ICSI, where you remove sperm from a man surgically, you use your machine to inject into his wife's eggs, and a baby resulted. Actually, the first case resulted in a young lady also. And this man, he's completed his family. He's a very happy one. What about freezing of human embryos? For the first time, we introduced that also. You have to find the science to preserve human embryos for a long time. That was another breakthrough. And our first child was born in 2001, and he's a big guy now. And I'm very, very grateful that Almighty God allowed me to be in the forefront and also to witness this in my own lifetime. So my coming back from England has not been in vain. But most importantly, once we overcame the science in the country, we started training people left, right, and center. And the growth in IVF in the last 20 or so years is astronomical. Almost everywhere now, not just the main cities, people are setting up. Either they learn directly from me or directly from people who I trained, majority.
Tell us the moment you decided to found the Nisa medical group exactly 30 years ago. Was there a particular gap that needed to be filled?
Yes, and that gap was because when I came home, I didn't want to do private practice. I just wanted it in government so that everyone can access it.
Yeah.
That was at Gwagwalada. Unfortunately, government systems are slow for young people like me. So after 1.5 years, I knew if I didn't do something, then my brain will start dying slowly. So that's what gave birth to Nisa. And Nisa means women.
Nisa, like in Arabic?
Correct.
Oh, yes,
Correct.
Nisa. Wow, this is beautiful. There have been some controversy as to who's Nigeria's first authenticated IVF baby is. Hannatu Kupchi, born at your hospital in Abuja on February 11th, 1998, or another baby almost a decade earlier in Lagos. So what's your take and what's the correct version?
My take is that the baby born in Lagos 10 years before Hannatu was the first one. But third-party verification is important. We are grateful to the pioneers, Professor Gio Sage and Professor Ashiru, in a way that they even removed the light from the eyes and had done their own very best. The difference with Hannatu, the only difference is that we invited the government to, verify it. Yeah. And I think a lot of press twist here and there created that controversy when there was none, because there was no time I lost communication with them.
One of your books is titled A Second Chance, In Vitro Fertilization, Baby Hannatu and I. What's the story behind the second chance in the title?
Okay. The first chance is nature. The second chance is science. That's as far as baby Hannatu and scientific breakthroughs are concerned. For me as a person, the first chance was when I trained in Nigeria. And I was telling you, I saw those women who couldn't have babies, no matter how hard they tried. So I brought them a second chance. Yeah. So my return to Nigeria is a second chance to make a great difference. So to the life of Nigerian science and to the life of needy patients, IVF has brought them a second chance. I, as a person, have also brought them a second chance.
Do you think that the Nigerian public has generally stopped stigmatizing fertility treatment and regarding it as inferior to natural conception?
There are two aspects of the Nigerian public. They're educated and aware. I can vouch for them that with my encounters, they have no more stigma. But what about the huge population of people in my village and yours? People in all the rural areas, there is still stigma. What does that mean? We still have much more work to do. One of which is what you are doing now, enlightening people. Yeah. As far as fertility is concerned, it's a shared responsibility between men and women, not women alone. As far as infertility is concerned, there are solutions now, and we are seeing the products with our very eyes. Yes, many of us cannot afford, but the technology has now stepped into the public domain, which was my original reason for coming back to Nigeria. Not for any private practice, God knows. I had to do it. And I said, I'm an accidental private practitioner rather than a determined private practitioner. So, truth is, it's everywhere. It's becoming everywhere approachable. Other people abroad see Nigeria as a cheap place to rush to do their IVF. Unfortunately, many of our people cannot afford yet. I advocate very loudly that IVF and infertility care should be part of the national health insurance. Let us be our brothers and sisters keepers. What is too expensive for them should be added, not malaria and typhoid and all those things. They've been managing on those levels for years. Where they need the help of NHIA is where they have big problems. Cancer, God forbid, major surgeries, in vitro fertilization, and so on.
You've held senior posts from National Hospital to Gariki Hospital to Nisa Premier. What's the most important leadership lesson you've learned in your career?
I think it's the diversity of our people and the fact that too many of the people you are leading are not exposed. They've not been to the promised land. And so when you're trying to say this is the best direction within the circumstance based on your exposure, guidance, and all that, getting the human capital to follow you, that was very, very difficult. I think the second part of it was the skill set because of the falling standards of our education. So you want to achieve mighty things with people who at the beginning don't think it can be done anyway. You're just wasting everybody's time until you persevere. So you have to do like 10 people's job to guide them to success, and then they believe, and then they follow. So then of course, the kind of resources you need to execute big things are never there in one piece. So not the electricity, which is fleeting, not the water supply, which is a struggle, not communication, not transportation. If there was anywhere that advanced science will not thrive, it was the Nigeria of old, where I was leading a lot of people. Then I only have one very positive addition to this. When I came back, in our hospital in Gwagwalada, too many women were dying of childbirth still. And I thought that Nigeria hadn't really moved from the time I was in Jos. So I needed to lead a squad against maternal death. And I will remember that success till my last day, where we removed the constraints of resources because I found the money and said this money is to prevent people dying. IV fluids, you got IV fluids. You need to be operated, you were operated. We removed the equation of money because my savings from abroad in particular, I exposed it to this experiment. Thank God I did. And in the next 6 months, instead of losing 7 people, we lost 1 at the end of the experiment.
Wow.
And even that was something that was beyond my control. So what lesson was learned there? You could lead Nigerians to world-class level of success, and motivation, leadership, and provision of resources will produce results here like anywhere else.
So away from the clinic, how do you switch off? What keeps you grounded?
I like to see myself as a traveler first, and then golfer next, and the two are connected. So I travel a lot within Nigeria and also outside Nigeria for golfing and sightseeing and, getting in touch with nature. So I'm happy that I'm now at a point when that is becoming priority more than work. It used to be work life, So golf has everything in it. It's called the game of life. You make the best friends you can ever have on the golf course, and it keeps all your systems working. So I'm not the only one who's addicted to it. Too many people are. And it's just nice.
Okay. Would you say all this traveling has inspired what you have here?
I think to some extent, yes, because it allows you to explore and not take a simple idea and stick with it. Take it, turn it this way, that way, until you get the best out of it. I think yes.
If you could give your 1980 self, fresh out of ABU, any advice, what would it be?
It will be that the life ahead is tougher than the one you've lived so far.